are rewarded. And it's not sustainable, and we might as well just stop and look at it, because it is not something that we can continue to do. Nothing grows forever. So my long-term vision would be that a couple people would get together, a group looking at how can we address this? How could we develop an economic system that rewards other than or in addition to just growth? So that's a very huge vision, but that is my vision.
So when you talk about growth in companies, are you talking about revenue streams? Are you talking about amount of employees? Are you talking about more products and resources? What type of growth are you talking about, or all of that?
Well, probably all of that. But when I was in corporate, I was very aware that every quarter the analysts looked at our growth. And if it wasn't 10 to 15%, then our stock went down. So a lot of it is growth in shareholder profit. But that has to do with a lot of what you just said. And
So really, again, if I'm a privately held entrepreneurial company who's doing millions and millions and millions of dollars, I would be able to continue to do well, but still embrace your message.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't want for us not to be successful, but we cannot continue to be successful in the way that we're being, quote, successful now. It's not going to work. And so I want us to figure out a way to view success that doesn't depend on the way we're viewing it now, because it's not sustainable.
Well, I happen to agree with you. I happen to think, sometimes we're all about crunching numbers, and we devalue the humanness of everything. So I agree with you there. But I would like to ask you, what do you think that each of us could do if we were, feeling drawn to this message?
I think for starters, each of us could think in our lives, where does the question of how will I know when I have enough, where does that hit me? And it might be, just from the work I've done with people, I know that it might be stuff in my house. That one of the largest industries in the United States right now is off-site storage units with junk in it, just stuff.
You're talking about me, Sarah. I have a storage unit.
That's one of the biggest businesses. Yeah. Most of the stuff nobody wants, and so most of it is going to end up in the landfill, because most of it nobody wants. And many of us who have all that don't even know what's there, basically.
Well, I have to tell you, though, my stuff is not like clothes or furniture or things like that. My stuff is paper. My stuff is all the things I've done in my 50-some years of business. And I look at it and I think, I don't want to get rid of that. I wrote that, or I was there, and I look at it and I've really gotten rid of a lot, because that's my goal. Yeah. But I've got to do it slowly, because I travel so much. So I try to do it on a weekend that I'm home. I try to go through 5, 6, 7 boxes, but I've got a lot of boxes. So I identify with this totally.
Yeah, good for you, though, Gail, for starting. I was recently working with a woman who had been a teacher for many, many years, and she had all of her lesson plans, her supporting documentation, and the more she talked about it, she thought, I will never need that again. She's retired. She's a retired teacher, and even if I wanted to teach some of this, it's out of date. And everything I need is on the internet.
Right.
Anyway, so somebody would identify, it could be stuff. It could be just clothes. It could be food. How will I know when I have enough? I know I have enough. I'm overweight. I am serious now. I'm gonna do something about this. It might be drink. It might be, for a lot of people, it's activities. That they're so involved in so much stuff, in so many activities, that they actually don't have time to devote to the people they love most and to themselves, including their health. So I think that somebody who really, who is struck by this message can identify where in their life they would like to focus and begin in whatever way makes sense. And it depends on what you focus, how you begin. But in whatever way you focus, then actually begin and make a commitment to it.
So if someone wanted to contact you, if they wanted to learn about this and take it further, how would they get in touch with you?
The best way to contact me is my email, which is Sara Hart, SaraHart, at Hartcom, HARTCOM.com.
Fantastic. That's great. That's great to know because, you may have tickled the interest of some of our listeners. So again, that would be Sara Hart at hartcom.com, correct?
Correct. I named my company before the .com era. The com actually stood for communication, commitment, and community.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And then the .com era came in. So then I became hardcom.com, which is a little redundant.
Well,
that actually is another way people could get in touch with me. I have a website, hardcom.com, and also a website, signofenough.com. So
well,
either
there you go. And remember, it's Sara with just Sara, no H, and Hart, HART with no E in it. So that's important to know as well.
Yeah, it's as short as it can be.
Right. Well, I mean, I think that this is really an interesting phenomena. How has it been received, Sara? I guess that's a question I'd like to ask you. How has it been received?
People are extremely enthusiastic about it now. They weren't in the mid-90s when I first started, but they're extremely enthusiastic about it now. In all honesty, I don't find people really willing to take hold of it and make some changes unless they're at least over 50.
Well, because they can't relate to it. They can't, when you're younger. I mean, life is infinite, and
right.
They just don't think there's a reason for that. But again, I think also people find change very difficult to do, and unless there is some really strong, some strong push for them to do it, there's no reason for them to do it. I mean, there's got to be a real pain in their life to make it happen. So I think that's a part of it as well. But
absolutely, yeah, I agree with you 100%, Gail. And the push that they get is the opposite, because our culture pushes more, bigger, better, faster, everywhere, all the time. So the messages we're all getting is more, bigger, better, faster.
I have to confess, I was on an AARP site today, and one of the questions they asked was, so if you could go back and do it all over again, what would you tell yourself? And I wrote, do it bigger, better, faster, and more. So I'm one of those people. So I'm going to just give everybody your contact information again. If you want to reach Sara, it's Sara, Sara Hart, HART, at Hart, HARTCOM, COM.com, or you can go to signofenough.com, or you can go to the website hartcom.com. That's a way to get in touch with her. But this has been delightful, Sara. It's really a new way of looking at things and a new way of appreciating who you are and where you've been. And I just think it's fantastic. So I really want to thank you for being with us today. And I hope it has shed some light for some of our listeners on how to live a better and a regret-free life, because that's all a part of looking and saying, is this enough? And I tell you, I am at that point where I say that to myself, not all the time, but I say it at least once a day. What is enough? What is enough? What more do I want to do? But I'm I love what I do so much that I just continue to do it because I love doing it. And I think if I didn't, I would have a very empty life. But this has just been a joy. So I want to thank you for being with us. And again, please get in touch with Sara if you would like to learn more about the sign of enough. Thanks so much, Sara.
Thank you so much, Gail. This has been delightful for me also.